Welcome back, everyone, to the Bears from Plays YouTube channel. Today is Thursday, January 9th, and I'm back breaking down some more college football. We have one game on the slate. We've made it to the Final Four of the first college football playoffs with the expanded playoffs. We have Penn State going up against Notre Dame as the play for Thursday night. Didn't put a leaderboard up there, but I'm just going to tell you, I took a loss with Texas State, I believe, with the last play we took going up against North Texas. We lost to a kid who last played at the high school level, and he lost his high school game as a freshman, and he ran all over, and I mean all over Texas State in the fourth quarter. North Texas was technically the better team in the fourth quarter. Texas State had every single chance in the world to cover that spread, and they just refused to do it. We did get a player prop touchdown. One of the two did hit, so I did say in the video if we hit one, we'll probably just wash the player props, which we did. Joey Hobart was the guy who did not do it. Williams had a monster day for Texas State. I think he had close to 200 yards and a touchdown. But we're going to move on to one of the biggest games of the entire year. We have Notre Dame going up against Penn State. I'm going to go with the under in this game, 45.5 points. I've got the stats here for both these teams pulled up. But before that, I wanted to go over the schedules for both of these teams. I'm not making an argument for either one of these teams who they've played so far this season and stuff like that, because you don't really control who you play. These people make the schedule 3-4 years in advance. Some teams are going to be better, some teams are going to be worse. But Notre Dame this season, the regular season, they played 4 top 25 teams at the time. They have wins against Texas A&M, Louisville, Navy, and Army. I can make an argument that Army was the toughest test for Notre Dame, but really it was probably Texas A&M. Army's really one-dimensional, and Notre Dame's kind of been one-dimensional this season as well. They like to keep the ball on the ground. The one thing I will say about Notre Dame, the defense has been spectacular all season long. Both these defenses are top 5 in the nation. But the thing I thought was the most intriguing about the under in this game was we've seen Notre Dame play a lot of games, and Riley Leonard, the quarterback, who sometimes looks like he cannot throw the ball forward, has led the passing yardage in every single game that he's played this season. So Notre Dame, their passing defense is that good. They are that good. Riley Leonard has been the leading passer in every game so far this season for Notre Dame. His highest output on the year, 229 yards. So that just shows how good this Notre Dame defense is. They do have wins against Indiana and Gonzaga in the playoffs. The Gonzaga win, probably the most impressive between these two teams on the season. For Penn State, they have a loss against Oregon and Ohio State. They've been battle-tested in the Big Ten. Obviously, they have a win against Illinois. They've had the easiest path so far to get here. They've played SMU and Boise State, but really, neither one of these offenses have been clicking whatsoever. I think Drew Aller is probably the better quarterback in this game. He definitely has the most intrigue for the NFL. People think he could be an NFL quarterback. I'm not really sold on him just yet. Just looking at him playing over the last couple games, I'm just not sold on him as being a good NFL quarterback. But I do think he's the better of the two. But I'm not going to worry about the side in this one. We're going to take the under 45.5 points. The wins for Penn State in the playoffs, 38-10 against SMU, 31-14 against Boise State. That 31-14 feels a little bit skewed because Boise State kind of gave them a run in the second half. It just felt like every time they got close, Penn State defensively would just stand up, and Penn State offensively to keep the ball on the ground and just run over Boise State. So I think both these teams, they're basically the exact same. They want to establish the run, and I think whichever one of these defenses find a way to get to stop, and whichever one of these quarterbacks doesn't turn the ball over, that team will win. So I'm going to go with the under here, 45.5 as the play. Let's go with some player props for tomorrow. We are going to be taking 2 Penn State players. Sorry, didn't love anything for Notre Dame. The rushing attack for Notre Dame is so hit or miss with Leonard and Love. Really never know which one of those guys is going to lead the rushing attack. So we're going to go with Penn State only. And it was very clear in that Boise State game that Katron Allen is going to be the lead back the entire way through the playoffs. Both him and Singleton this season, 151 plus carries on the season. Both of them have 1,000 plus rushing yards. So both these guys are going to be very important for Penn State. But we're going to go with Allen in this game because against Boise State, he had 17 touches, 134 yards. Singleton had that really big bust run that we had, and we did take him as a player prop. I remember that game against Boise State. But Allen was the go-to guy. He was the workhorse in this game for Penn State, and I think he's going to be the workhorse once again against Boise. Like I said, 17 carries, 134 yards, did not find the end zone. I don't see either of these teams, though, throwing a ton in this game. I think Penn State will most likely move the ball down the field with a rushing attack. And then we're going to get into a player prop that I think legitimately has one of the better chances of hitting in this game. Over 1.5 passing touchdowns for Drew Aller. I just said a lot of negative things about the Penn State passing attack, but if you watch the game against Boise State, they ran the ball down their throat. They played good defense. And whenever Penn State got into the red zone, Drew Aller was the guy. He had 3 passing touchdowns going up against Boise State, something that we really haven't seen out of him all season. He's done that one time this year. It was the very first game of the season going up against West Virginia. I do think this is too good to be true. Plus 155 over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Notre Dame's defense, they are legit in the secondary. I understand that, but I really think Penn State is just going to keep the ball on the ground the entire time, and then Penn State's going to have a couple plays that they can draw up in the red zone. They can get some wide receivers open, especially Tyler Warren. That's a guy you can't guard. I don't care who you have on him. I don't care if he's double teamed or triple teamed. Drew Aller can throw the ball up to Tyler Warren. He's going to go get that ball. So I'm going to take the over 1.5 passing touchdowns in this game going up against Notre Dame. Again, plus money, just going off of what I saw against Boise State. Penn State's going to try to keep the ball on the ground, and then Drew Aller can do his thing in the red zone, hopefully get us a couple passing touchdowns as the play for tomorrow. Let's go look at the recap graphic. Remember, we have Ohio State against Texas on Friday night. Very excited to break that game down as well. But for right now on Thursday, under 45.5 points. I'm seeing 45 right now, so it might be a little bit lower come game time, 44.5, 43.5. If it's 42.5, I'm fine with it. That's the football number we're looking for, 42.5. Under 45.5 points for right now. Katron Allen over 58.5 rushing yards against Notre Dame, and then Drew Aller over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Going to be plus money as the final play of the day. Guys, it's going to do it for the NCAA football plays and props for Thursday, January 9th slated games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please sure drop a like this video and subscribe channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.